Hello, good day. My name is Mr. McCroy, and today we shall be looking at a topic in maths called indices. Indices, it's a very important topic which many of you must have heard about. Indices is an aspect of maths that deals with powers. Yes. So the word indices is the plural of index, and that means power. You know, in mathematical equations, while solving questions in maths, you come across powers of numbers. Powers. So a good example is that if you have 8, for instance, in index form, 8 can be written as 2 raised to the power 3, which is 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. Or let's say 9. 9 is 3 raised to the power 2, which is 3 times 3. So this is the index form. This and this, they are the index forms. So in indices, you deal with numbers with powers, all right? So what we shall be looking at, the different laws under indices, the laws that govern questions under indices, how you solve questions with indices. And when you master these laws and you understand them very well, any question involving power won't be a problem to you, okay? Now let's take a look at these laws. Now, the first law, a raised to the power x times a raised to the power y equals a raised to the power x plus y. If you have a, x, and y, they are numbers. So when you have two numbers, the same digit, and you're multiplying and they have powers, just add their powers, okay? Example, you have 2 raised to the power 3 times 2 raised to the power 5. You can see that they are both 2. The numbers are both 2, and there's a multiplication sign between them. Just pick one of the numbers, 2, then add their powers, 3 plus 5, and that will give you 2 raised to the power 8. The second law has to do with division. A raised to the power x divided by a raised to the power y will give you a raised to the power. In division case, you subtract a raised to the power x minus y. And an example is you have 5 raised to the power 4 divided by 5 raised to the power 2. Now remember that they must be the same number, 5 and 5. If it is 5 and 6, it can't work. That's why they use A and A. For these two laws, the two numbers with the index, they have to be the same. So that's 5 and 5, so you pick one of them, 5, and you subtract the power 4 minus 2, and that will give you 5 raised to the power 2. Okay? Now the third law is a raised to the power x in bracket raised to the power y. You can see that there are two powers, two index. One is inside the bracket and the other one is outside. In this law, just multiply the two index together, the two powers. So you have a raised to the power x times y, which is a raised to the power xy. Yes. So if you have 2 raised to the power 3 in bracket, and then outside you have 2. That will give us 2 raised to the power 3 times 2, and that's 2 raised to the power 6. Okay? Okay, so the next law we shall be looking at, number 4, is a raised to the power of 0 is 1. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. 3 to the power of 0 is 1. 4 to the power of 0 is 1. The fifth law, a raised to the power of minus x. Now, in mathematics, whenever you see minus in the power, all you need to do is just put 1 over, then a raised to the power x. The presence of this 1 over removes the minus sign, like the inverse of it. So if you have 3 raised to the power minus 2, that's 1 over 3 raised to the power 2. Yeah? And number 6, if you have a raised to the power of x over y, yeah, there are times when the index or the power is a fraction. In this case, the denominator of the index becomes the root sign, and the one up is the power. So you have y root of a raised to the power of x. The one down is the root, and the one up is the index. So let's do this way. Let's say you have 4 to the power of 3 over 2. So that becomes square root of 4, because 2 is the denominator. Square root of 4 raised to the power of 3. What's square root of 4? That's 2. 2 to the power of 3, which can give us 8. If you're asked to leave your answer in index form, leave it as 2 raised to the power of 3. But I said whole number without index, that's 8. Okay? Okay, so let's try some questions out. Number 1. If you have 3 raised to the power 8 multiplied by 3 raised to the power minus 5. Applying the first law of indices here, because they are the same numbers, 3 and 3, just subtract their, add their powers, sorry. Because it is multiplication, you add the powers. Because they are both 3, you add powers. So that will give us 3, 8 plus, what's here? Minus 5. I put the minus in bracket because there's a sign in front. So plus times minus is minus, and you have 3 raised to the power 8 minus 5, which is 3 raised to the power 3. Yes, and that will give us 27, depending on how they ask you to leave your number. If you're asked to leave your answer in index form, this is the answer. Another example, if you have 3 raised to the power 2x multiplied by 9 raised to the power x equals 27. Look at this question. Now, the first thing we need to do to solve this question is to change all the numbers to be in index form. So that will give us 3 raised to the power 2x times 9 is same thing as 3 raised to the power 2. That's 3 raised to the power 2. There's an x there, so you multiply it, that's 2x. Equals 27 is 3 raised to the power 3. 3 raised to the power 3. Okay? Okay, now if you add this, following the law of indices, when you see multiplication between the same numbers, add their powers. So you have 3 raised to the power 2x plus 2x equals 3 raised to the power 3. 2x plus 2x will give you 4x. So you have 3 raised to the power 4x equals 3 raised to the power 3. At this point, you can then cancel out the numbers that have the index. This cancels this. So now you have 4x equals 3. Dividing both sides by 4, yeah, that will give us x equals 3 over 4. Yes, x equals 3 over 4.